Is Hybe trying to downplay NewJeans' achievements? But is Jin coming back as CEO? And did Wonyoung shade the YouTuber she's suing? Behavior controversies, surprising and unsurprising group comeback announcements, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. I also have a vlog channel and a bonus channel if you're interested in supporting me there. Everything will be linked below, my social media, all that jazz. Honestly, Monday's video was just like, there's not enough news, it's kind of slow, and then I leave for 1 day and I have news coming out of my ears. You get the gist, okay? Today is Wednesday, September 25th. Now, why is that important? Let me bring you back to NewJeans' emergency live stream that shocked the world, honestly. But in that live stream, they basically said that we're giving Hybe until the 25th to reinstate Hee Jin or else. Now, they didn't necessarily say or else, but it was definitely implied. And everybody wondered, what is NewJeans going to do if Hee Jin is not reinstated as CEO of Ador by the 25th. They went rogue. They made a separate YouTube channel to go live and do this live stream. Allegedly, nobody knew about it, but we all knew that we all kind of had this understanding that they weren't supposed to do that. Now, on the 23rd, it does seem that NewJeans and their parents held an emergency meeting with the current CEO of Ador. Obviously, in hindsight, it doesn't seem like anything was really rectified. So what is the outcome today being the 25th? Well, spoiler alert, long story short, Hee Jin is not going to be reinstated as the CEO of Ador, though Ador is offering her a 5-year position as producer of the group. So let's look into it, okay? Because basically on September 11th, it seems that they offered to give her, again, the 5-year position at the company for production. Now, keep in mind, she used to be in charge of production and management. She was the CEO and she oversaw a lot of things. With Hybe, of course, wanting those two major roles to be separated as it is in all of their other sub-labels. So Ador was being run differently from their other sub-labels. I personally don't think that had anything to do with her being dismissed as CEO, but just a note on how things moving forward are supposed to be managed. So the 5-year term would perfectly be in line with the rest of NewJeans' contract. Most contracts being 7 years long, they're a 2-year-old group, they have 5 years left. Now, from what I understand previously, it seems she had a 2-year production contract at Ador. Of course, she was supposed to continue being CEO regardless. But from what I understood, after the 2 years were up, which would be 2 months from now, she wasn't too confident that Hybe would offer her anything at all, right? But anyways, in terms of reinstating her position as CEO, it seems Hybe, they're not exactly too keen on that. But here's basically what Ador said in response to this, of course. So Ador resolved to convene an extraordinary general meeting of shareholders to reappoint Hee Jin as internal director at today's board meeting. That was what Hee Jin wanted to do. Her goal was to be appointed as internal director to then be appointed as CEO. Previously, on the morning of September 11th, Ador had already proposed to director Hee Jin to take charge of production for NewJeans for the next 5 years. This period covers the entire remaining duration of NewJeans' contract. We mentioned that, of course. However, the Ador board of directors discussed and decided that the request for her to return as CEO is currently not acceptable. Given the basic guarantees regarding her position, duration, and authority as the producer in charge of NewJeans have been established, we expect further negotiations on specific conditions to take place in the future. The details discussed at today's board meeting and various inquiries were provided in detail via email to the members of NewJeans. Now, of course, Hee Jin has responded to this through Markle Consulting Group, responsible for media communication and collaboration with Shin and Kim LLC, representing former Ador CEO Hee Jin. So they talk about this extraordinary general meeting of shareholders in which they were supposed to discuss her being reappointed as internal director. However, they're claiming that because Hybe is the major shareholder, that would be up to Hybe. Since the appointment of internal directors is decided by the major shareholder Hybe, it is currently uncertain whether Hee Jin will be reappointed. Meanwhile, the Ador board of directors announced on the morning of September 11th that they proposed to Hee Jin to take charge of producing NewJeans for the next 5 years. When it comes to that offer, they're basically saying that there's a lot of toxic clauses in that contract. There was no sincere proposal to remove numerous toxic clauses that were in the draft, such as unilateral termination rights. The phrase compromise proposal is nothing but wordplay. play. Min Hee Jin is worried that extending her term under a flawed contract would not guarantee the normal activities of NewJeans as artists. Therefore, she has clearly expressed her intention to return as CEO and has requested a concrete contract from Hybe that reflects their sincerity. She feels great anger at the repeated media play before any negotiations with no agreed upon details regarding the parties involved, the duration, or the authority. And then they mention Hybe's newest allegations of media play, the allegations against them, of course, downplaying NewJeans' achievement, which we're going to talk about after this. But essentially, the statement goes on to say, this morning it has come to light that Hybe has been engaging in media activities to undermine the achievements of their artists. It is suspicious what they are trying to hide by suddenly making a statement today, and whether they are attempting to drive a wedge between Min Hee Jin and NewJeans. As you know, Hybe has always initiated incomprehensible media play and then issued another statement to cover up the truth once it's revealed. So the reason why she needs to be CEO, authority as CEO, is a necessary demand in order to have the right to defend against various irrational actions by Hybe, including what was disclosed today, and given that there is no reason for her removal as CEO. They end off their statement with, we are deeply angered by Ador's repeated lies to manipulate the public opinion and are saddened by the resulting harm to the artists. We hope the Ador board of directors will show integrity by engaging in sincere negotiations rather than media play. We also strongly demand the reinstatement of Min Hee Jin as CEO to ensure the proper achievements of the artists. Thank you. So of course, with all that said, what did Hybe do to allegedly undermine their artists? So people are talking a lot about NewJeans' achievements in Japan. So apparently it was announced that, NewJeans sold 1 million albums in Japan. And then it seems that Hybe tried to correct that information and say, that's not true. That's total albums. That's not just albums in Japan. And this is revealed by a reporter. So this is a reporter from Seoul's Shinmun's business department. And he wrote an article about this, about NewJeans' success in Japan. So he's basically alleging that after he wrote this article that he got a call from Hybe's PR team, asking him to correct the information, asking him to revise the article. It was also mentioned that Min Hee Jin's injunction victory was due to gaslighting related to NewJeans. There is a recorded conversation about inviting the head of the business department to play golf, suggesting an attempt to influence reporters. Let's take a look here. So this is the phone call in question. We have Sang Hyun-woo is the reporter, and then person A is Hybe's PR person. They said that NewJeans had sold 1.2 million copies in Japan, but insisted that phrase "in Japan" was inappropriate because the sales weren't solely from Japan, but from across the globe. They then added that the sales weren't as strong as they thought and that the record wasn't as impressive. In normal PR, they would explain any unique aspects of the distribution and emphasize that it was a significant record. That would raise the company's value and have a positive effect on the stock market. This whole situation was quite odd. So in terms of why Hybe would do this, the reporter as well is kind of saying, this doesn't really do anything good for the company. So here's a snippet.
하이브가 소속 아티스트인 뉴진스를 깎아내리고 있다라는 이런 제보입니다. 서울신문 장영호 기자가 저희 쪽으로 제보를 준 내용.
So he's just explaining, again, the article that he wrote about NewJeans at Tokyo Dome.
뒤에 하이브 측으로 기사 수정 요청 전화를 받았는데요. 하이브는 명목상 수정 요청일 뿐 뉴진스의 일본의 성과를 왜곡해서 폄하.
So then this other tweet is captioned, Min Hee Jin gaslit NewJeans ? And in this conversation, Hybe's PR person is basically saying, wow, this is how it works in the industry. How can you bind yourself to the artists and gaslight them psychologically? She darkened the inside business and seized our business like that. If she's able to do this successfully, then she'll win the injunction. Then this tweet is captioned, you'll include a journalist in your meeting to persuade them, plus they fixed a date for their golf. So Hybe's PR person is saying, just focus on fixing this small trivial part. I'll send in a notice for that. But I feel like we should turn around the chief's heart a little. Otherwise we'll have to keep writing detailed things like that. You're tired, I'm tired too. And then they end off by allegedly saying, then let's schedule a date fast. Otherwise this won't do. We'll include you in the event. So here's what some K-netizens think. I'm so embarrassed for them. NewJeans fighting. They need to win their lawsuit. A company who will go around dragging their own artists. Wow, how can they do this? To their own company's girl group? NewJeans and Min Hee Jin win this. Wow, this is insane. This was shocking. Wow, this is so disgusting, but they can't even hide their disgusting acts well and just end up embarrassing themselves. Hybe is so disgusting. NewJeans fighting win the lawsuit. But it seems Hybe did make a statement. Now, I haven't seen Soompi talk about this, and if Soompi didn't talk about this, then I usually take it with a grain of salt. But this is Hybe's alleged response to this. So they're responding to what the reporter from Seoul Shinmun said. Of course, the statement was that NewJeans sold 1 million albums locally in Japan. However, at that time, approximately 50,000 copies were sold in Japan, while over 900,000 were sold domestically. As a corporate PR representative, we could not let this misinformation uncorrected and requested a revision. So they're saying, if they let this information be believed, like 1 million albums only sold in Japan, that would imply, millions and millions of more albums were sold elsewhere, and that could confuse investors, which is why we proceeded with the correction request. As corporate PR representative, there's absolutely no reason to speak negatively about NewJeans' achievements. They then talk about how Hybe dispatched PR teams to NewJeans at their Tokyo Dome fan meeting. Hybe PR also suggested support for not only concert coverage, but also pop-up store coverage to help highlight NewJeans' popularity in Japan. As a result, there are numerous on-site review articles illuminating NewJeans' popularity in Japan. So they're kind of saying, we're not trying to downplay their achievements, we're trying to highlight their achievements, but just the correct information. So in terms of the gaslighting comment, it seems that the reporter had asked, how can there be a takeover of management rights when they hold less than 20% equity? The response from the entertainment industry indicated that if the producer and artists are strongly bound, it can be attempted regardless of equity ratio. So for the golf schedule, it seems that it was arranged back in May, which was before the phone call with the reporter, but it was canceled due to changing circumstances that made it inappropriate to proceed during a sensitive time. They then accused him of violating journalistic ethics by talking about what was said on the phone call and revealing it. We will respond to this matter strictly. Let's read some international stance comments about this. So, correction of facts is one thing and fine, sure. Seemingly disparaging your own artists is another. All entertainment companies are moving heaven and earth, spending millions to have just that little bit more streams, positive buzz, and pushing their artists in all type of ways. Then you got Hybe PR person out here trying to downplay free positive buzz about their own artists. That's shady as hell. Is it really that surprising to me that Hybe has been actively trying to sabotage NewJeans? No. Unfortunately, they will still have Hybe stands defending that conglomerate and saying that NewJeans are not mistreated because they have brand deals left and right, or maybe the girls are just high in demand and can represent any brand well. NewJeans have been announced as brand ambassadors for Calvin Klein, but a lot of people have been sharing the sentiment that this is proof that they're not mistreated. I mean, they're still able to get brand deals. They've just been announced as brand ambassadors for Calvin Klein despite everything going on between them and their company. So I've definitely seen a lot of people fighting about that. Now again, some fans do think it's quite disgusting. Like, why are you downplaying their achievements? But other people think that it's just, again, simply correcting misinformation. So the big bombshell today is that Hybe PR tried to prevent Hee Jin from overstating sales and success in Japan because it might mislead investors, but somehow that's wrong. She's just drawing so much attention to the fact that they literally underperformed in their target area. So Hybe is being accused of downplaying NewJeans' achievements. Hee Jin has not been reinstated as CEO, and NewJeans gave a deadline of the 25th for her to be reinstated as CEO. So where do we go from here? What's going on? What's going to happen? Obviously, there's no way of knowing, but Minji did leave a cryptic message on phoning, basically saying, I think I have a lot to think about tonight. I also gained strength from watching bunnies. Please be healthy and only think positive thoughts. Bye. So what does that mean? I have a lot to think about tonight. I mean, naturally, even before this cryptic message, as soon as NewJeans did that emergency live stream, even probably before, people thought that they were going to file to, nullify their contract somehow. They're going to try to get out of their contract some way, somehow, unless Hee Jin was reinstated. So is that what she has to think about? I don't know. But that's the story as of now, which is, we don't really know much of anything. I mean, it's the 25th. I was really expecting something more. So let me know your thoughts, of course. What do you think NewJeans are going to do from this point on? Do you think they're just going to sit back and continue their careers as usual? Or do you think they're going to do something drastic, like try to get out of their contracts? Let me know your thoughts, everything in the comments below. Wonyoung, the shady queen that you are. So Wonyoung recently appeared at the airport and her outfit sparked a lot of conversation because people think that she is shading the YouTuber that she is suing, that she sued. past tense. She won, didn't she? Sojang is a YouTuber that a lot of K-pop idols and their companies are suing because of defamation. They basically just, made a ton of videos saying like, oh, this just saying wrong things, and the idols didn't appreciate it. Clearly through the courts, they were able to find Sojang's personal information to then be able to sue her. We've seen these clips and videos of her going around like running away from the press. Here it is, a pink top and a skirt with some black shoes and socks. And what does Wonyoung go and wear at the airport? A pink shirt, a skirt. She's wearing sunglasses. Oh, this is so funny. Somebody said the fit is giving Sojang running from dispatch. I can't effing breathe. The response is basically clips of Sojang running away here. Wonyoung mocked Sojang. Again, here we have the picture and then Sojang as well. I mean, the color palettes are quite similar. Like even down to her shoes. She's wearing black shoes with socks. This just screams Sojang. If you saw those pictures and those videos of Sojang going viral, I mean, putting two and two together here, I can't deny this. It has to be intentional, right? No, Wonyoung actually doesn't care about this kind of thing. Maybe you're right. My first thought was definitely Wonyoung? She would never. Not that I know her. It just felt out of character. Let's see what some K-netizens think. This is what high level skills looks like. She's effing cool. This is satisfying. I don't know much about idols, but this kind of YouTuber is dislikable. Wow, but isn't this a real job? She also wore white and similar shoes too. She's just so cool. She's not just hitting hard, she's like completely deboning her. Jungwoo is just wearing a simple outfit, but it's discussing how people are making all sorts of speculations. I mean, can you blame us for the outfit similarity here? The color palette. Let us live, okay? Let us live. Literally me. Pink print. Oh, that's sad. That's a mean comment. So let me know what you think. Do you think this is just a stretch, it's just an outfit, or do you think there is some deeper meaning behind this outfit? So the next couple of stories have to do with behavior. There are a couple of idols being called out for their behaviors when it comes to specific variety shows. So let's start off with Kwon, who's getting backlash for her actions towards NCT's Jungwoo. So she appeared on this specific variety show, and within it, they're playing red light, green light. Do I have to explain the game to you? Anyways, while playing the game, they have to go through obstacles and do these kind of challenges, right? So they have to put on pants over their pants. They have to crawl on the ground. And there's two different teams. There's Minji team and Haechan team. And Jungwoo and Eunbi are on different teams. So naturally, she is trying to prevent his team from winning. But here we see them putting the pants over their pants. Just for context, that everyone has two pairs of pants on. And she's sabotaging him. It seems to be all in good fun. However, when it comes to the crawling aspect, she grabs his second pair of pants and starts to pull them off as he moves forward. So he basically asks, like, is it okay to take our clothes off? Now, she does eventually let go of his pants as he gets further away, but they're basically completely off. They're around his ankles at this point. He gets up and pulls his pants back up. Second pair of pants. Now, the comments on the video itself, I don't remember seeing anyone really talking about this. This game. It seems people had an issue with what she did, saying that it's inappropriate, that if the roles were reversed, more people would be outraged. Here's some responses. Even as a non-fan, I thought it was a bit much. It's not even about being overly sensitive. Wasn't that just wrong behavior? They're not even close, lol. Does Jungwoo really look like he's laughing because he finds it funny? The more I think about it, the more annoyed I get. Let's pull down your pants too, lol, since it's a variety show. I'm not a fan of Jungwoo's, but this seems like they just went in without thinking. Please use your brain before acting, Eunbi. The viewers aren't finding it funny, but it doesn't even look like Jungwoo is laughing because he finds it fun. Plus, Eunbi and Jungwoo aren't even close. I can only think of it as rude. What the heck, Eunbi? Why are you pulling down our Jungwoo's pants? What is Kwon Eunbi doing? Why did she have to pull down a male idol's pants? Is it right to take off someone's clothes? Do you not understand the rules at all? Question mark, lol, WTF is going on, seriously? Why are you doing this in the So these comments seem to be on a short showing what happened. There are some more responses. K-pop is so damn boring in recent years. This is typical variety show behavior that no one would have been bothered by if this was like 10 years ago. She was probably just trying to be funny for the variety show, and I hate to say this, but this would indeed be a big deal if it was a male celebrity and a female idol. That one man catched strays just for asking Winter who's the least tidy in her group. I don't remember that. If it was two male idols, everyone would be laughing about how cute and funny their competitiveness is. There's no winning when male and female idols interact with each other. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this as we move on to our second behavior controversy. This has to do with NCT Dream's Haechan and Jaemin. So they're being accused of being gross on a bus. So we can see he has his foot on the handle of the bus seat. I always grab that handle when I ride the bus, and seeing them put their foot on it bothers me. Maybe they don't ride buses often because they're idols, but as a fan, I hope they stop doing that kind of thing. Let's check out this tweet. Okay, so his foot on the handle. And it seems, oh my god, not the bare feet. Dogs out, guys. So even Haechan put like his bare feet on like the back of the seat as well. Idol who put up his stinky foot on a bus chair. Some responses. Yeah, even if they haven't taken public transportation much, you'd think they know not to put their feet up. It's freaking so-so. Let's keep basic manners. So because you've never taken the bus, you can put your foot up like that? Does he not have basic manners? How many controversies does he have? No matter if they were among themselves or not, this is not it. And then for Haechan, just the caption. That part is where people put their heads against. Why is he smearing his bare stinky foot with his 10 toes on it? That's not even his house. We're not gonna read those comments anyways. So what do you think of the foot on the handle and the bare feet on the headrest? I'd love to know. But that's not it in terms of behavior controversies, and is also not it for Haechan specifically. So Haechan was passing by Jiheon of From West 9, and we see she's like kind of shocked. So here's the end tail of that clip. So some people take issue with this, right? Like you should have a bit more space, like you shouldn't rub up against people. Some thinking it's really not that big a deal. It's honestly crowded. What can you do? You can see Jiheon frowning, but they say she doesn't care. LOL. Seems like Haechan lacks gender sensitivity, just like Hannam's. Any woman who's lived in Korea for over 20 years would know exactly what's going on. LOL. Women would know what that is. There are always guys like that on the subway too. Haechan is really getting unfairly criticized. He was just going the way he was, but then he realized there wasn't enough space and moved back. The moment someone touches my body, I should carry a self-defense. Okay, I can't say that. I really hate this. And again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to our comeback section. We have some major comeback announcement news. The first one being literally BLACKPINK's full comeback in 2025. Yeah, we talked about this before. Why is this news again? Why did you literally announce this a couple months ago, and then suddenly I'm seeing in the headlines like BLACKPINK 2025 comeback, and people are surprised again. That's how good our attention spans are. I mean, great, awesome, amazing. Some people are like, but do BLACKPINK know? Do they know about this? Like, are they aware about this? Literally one of the first comments. Are the girls even aware of such plans? This is the second time YG has announced it this year. Third, maybe? Why? I don't understand. Well, I mean, obviously not everyone follows the news as closely as some people on this earth, okay? The amount of people asking for a full album rather than a mini album. I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath, but you literally never know. But here's my favorite response, because this is literally my thought. Why'd you confirming this every 3 months to keep their stocks from falling? Second time confirming BLACKPINK comeback in 2025 from YG Entertainment. Do we not remember this infamous video? And wasn't there a third one as well? I feel like this has to be the third time somehow, right? Oh, this is a random tweet. It says, here we are getting new Mozart music before new Rihanna. I guess they found a piece from 1760 of Mozart. Anyways, we're getting new Mozart before BLACKPINK as well. I'm surprised nobody did that yet. So what do you think of this utterly shocking, earth-shattering news that we totally didn't know before? I'm excited. Of course I'm excited. What do you mean? I literally still haven't listened to at least, I want to say 6 BLACKPINK songs, and that's a lot, guys. Is it 6? I'll probably go back and look at his like 3 BLACKPINK songs. I'm saving some BLACKPINK songs for a rainy day. I haven't listened to Happiest Girl. I haven't listened to Type of Girl. I haven't listened. There's a couple BLACKPINK songs that I refuse to listen to. I remember Type of Girl was playing on the radio at TNT tried to block my ears. I didn't want to listen to it. I'm saving that for a rainy day. But let me know what you think, okay? Now I know I'm gonna get accused of being shady towards Blackpink. I'm actually genuinely excited. Like, so how many years has it been? 7 years since shutdown? I stole that joke. But it's just funny that it's being announced again. Like, that's the funny part, not the fact that they're coming back, okay? Don't misunderstand me, I'm watching. Now, a comeback that is kind of actually surprising is GFriend, who are going to come together for their 10th anniversary. Next January, GFriend will be meeting fans of the project to celebrate the 10th anniversary. I literally just said that. This project was planned through the members' desire to present precious memories to the fans. Please look forward to it and support us. I'm excited because though I did not appreciate Mago when it was first released, I definitely appreciated it after the fact. Now, aside from people being quite happy about this, it has brought up Hee Jin, okay? This is actually insane because LE SSERAFIM got so much hate for debuting in Source after GFriend disbanded just for GFriend to be okay with the company. That's not about Hee Jin, but the next one is. It low-key confirms the theory that Hee Jin was responsible for GFriend's disbandment. It never made sense. It aligned with Hee Jin's plans on multiple levels, and isn't it funny how they reunite under Source the minute she is gone? I thought the lyrics to NewJeans' ETA was basically saying that, what was it? Somebody else, like Hee Jin wasn't responsible according to the lore that ETA actually talks about GFriend's disbandment, if you believe that. I mean, if we do, this ties into the whole Dan World cult allegations. I mean, according to that lore, Source had been planning this to have GFriend leave the company as witches to then have, you know, well-purchased night. We're not going to get into this again. Come on, okay? I don't know how it has to do with Hee Jin, but let me know if you agree. Let's move on to Katseye's Sophia, who is getting a bit of backlash for telling her members to shut up. I mean, she literally didn't tell them to shut up, but that's how dramatic it feels. Basically, the members were doing a live stream and they were quite loud, and she basically comes in and is like telling them, you're quite loud.
What's that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Daniela just throwing them under the bus like, I'm not in this.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, leader. I'm so sorry, my I apologize.
So I mean, not even telling them to be quiet, just literally stating the facts that they're being very loud. I mean, there's implications in that, but anyways. Some people thought that this interaction was cute and funny and comical, but some people didn't appreciate it. I'm confused. Do these girls like each other or not? Sophia mad annoying. I don't know, but Sophia gives off mean girl vibes. Of course, fans are defending against this because they're like, well, they're in a hotel room. They should actually try to be a little bit more quiet. She's just like looking out for them as the leader of the group. Getting mad at Sophia for telling the girls to quiet down, they were in a hotel, is crazy. Leader or not, she's a member of Katseye and has the right to let them know. Last thing they need is to get in trouble for being loud by their own hotel staff. Sophia, get behind me. People hating on Sophia for telling her members to be quiet is insane. Y'all just want to hate on them over anything at this point. I swear every single member of the group gets along so well with each other. Like, they really feel like found family to me. Peak girlhood right here. If this was a male idol, you'd be calling him sexy and shit. But when it's Sophia, y'all are being rude when it's not that deep. All of them are just having fun. I literally know for a fact people die for that. They think it's so hot and sexy, and he's so assertive, and he's such a good leader. So I find it funny because Sophia didn't even tell them to be quiet. She was just saying you guys are being loud. Like, she was just pointing out the obvious. But anyways, let me know what you think of that. Speaking of that specific live stream, this clip really cracked me up.
What piercing hurt you the most? Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
Oh, I know why she's laughing. Oh, not that.
Not that. Moving on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are, I don't know why I said that so aggressively. Moving on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and or quick news. Miss Rose has gone absolutely viral for this look at a recent YSL event. The curly hair, everything. Katseye's Megan went viral for her banter with 82 Major's Haechan.
Overthinking? Yes. What are we thinking about? Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
We wait for questions until the end.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait for questions until the end. There's this clip of Jisoo talking to Lisa's alleged boyfriend. Talking about Love the Dog. Let's move on to our discussion segment because netizens are discussing the differences in stan culture when it comes to 2nd gen, 3rd gen, and 5th generation K-pop. During the EXO Infinite Winner Icon days, whenever you'd slightly mention another group, people would say, "Huh? You're too much." That was the vibe. But now in the days of ZB1, BND, who's BND? Rise, N-Team, TOUS, NCT Wish, there are unexpectedly lots of group stans who would watch other idols' videos. I'm standing one of these groups and the kids in my fandom often listen to other group songs and they would watch their stages too. Lately, I've fallen for BND and NCT Wish too. My understanding, like at least in Korea, like when you stan a group, you stan one group. And that's just my understanding of it from like what I've read, from what I've heard. Like multi-standing isn't definitely not as common from what I understand. Again, from what we can see here, it's getting more common to be a multi-stan, but they're basically saying like, you know, during EXO's days, you liked EXO and that's it. We're entering the multi-stan era. Looks like I'm still living in 2nd, 3rd gen ages, but I wasn't standing those idols back then. This is why idols from previous generations had stronger core fandom than now. I'm sending 5th gen group, but aside just from my bias, I really don't care about the rest. Interesting. Solo stan, this isn't unexpected. It's happening on a daily. For real, we're really in a multi-stan generation. I'm a 5th gen stan, but I fangirl like a 2nd, 3rd gen fan. I don't really care about anyone but my bias. They'd call you a migratory bird and swear at you back then. Nowadays, it's more like I like this person from group A and this person from group B. It's not about standing groups anymore, but choosing a person you like. Now, obviously, there's a lot of multi-stans internationally. So it's just interesting to read about this. On that note, I came across this tweet. It says EXO's Lotto music video hit the jackpot with 3 million views in less than 24 hours. And someone said, "I'm crying. Life was so simple back then." So yeah, that's just our little discussion segment. But let's move on to our comment response section because we talked about Ricky's tattoo and whether or not it copied G-Dragon's tattoo, and someone wrote, "So you talk about tattoos but not the blatant mistreatment he's been facing? Weird." Girlie, if I sat back and talk about every single instance that people were accusing Zero Base One of being mistreated, I'd never get any sleep. What do you mean? This group is constantly being accused of mistreatment. And I'm sorry I can't keep up with all of it. I just can't. I'm only human. We'd have a 6-hour compilation, but I swear, every time I go on the internet, this member is mistreated, that member is mistreated, the group as a whole is mistreated. I'll literally, let me go on a news site. I will find a mistreatment allegation within seconds, I swear. Popular award show under fire for humiliating Zero Base One and N-Flying. Netizens defend Zero Base One's Konuk from strawberry controversy because he was eating strawberries off of a cake and people thought that was inappropriate. But it was just strawberries on a cake. Zero Base One deserves better. Fans demand change from Wake One. That's 3 articles within 5 days. Like, if you guys like something, I want to give you guys what you like. If I'm getting criticized because the lot of you hate something, why would I continue to do it? Do you know what I mean? I actually worry a lot about some of the news that I include. I'm like, is this even like popular enough? Someone's going to be like, why are you talking about that? It's not popular enough. Focus on other things. I was going to talk about the Strawberry Gate incident because I was like, he's just eating strawberries on a cake. Like, let him breathe. He's probably hungry. Like, let him eat the damn strawberries. Like, everyone's just yapping away. He's hungry. But if you want more news of a specific group, that's fine too. Some things do fall through the cracks. Like in this video, I tried to include so much and then I'm like, was it enough? Is it too much? Like, do people even care about some of the news in here? Like, I want to do what people care about. Anyways, someone else was like, you left us hanging and you didn't update us and you need to do better. I'm sorry, is this the end of times? Like there's always time for updates. Like, I mean, responding to these comments is always, of course, just fun in games. If I'm actually offended by something, I'll just delete it, which doesn't happen often, but sometimes I'm in like some type of mood and someone will do like, again, the undertone of a comment. I don't like that. And I have the power to delete it. Where were we going with this? Oh. I don't know. No, but seriously, like if a comment really bothers me, I will delete it. I do like comment response sections because it's fun to respond to some of these things. But in terms of like if you actually left the comment and you didn't really mean anything bad about it, like I'm not holding it to you. I don't really, care to that capacity. Like I care enough to respond because I think it's funny and I have things to say, but like on a deeper level, like, it's okay. It's okay that you think it's weird that I talked about his tattoos, but not the blatant mistreatment that he's been facing. I mean, I didn't talk about Twice's Taehyun being mistreated. There's bound to be things to go through the cracks, but let's see if we have a K-pop song of the day. No, I've been listening to Supernatural by Ariana Grande, though. Such like a light supernatural song. No, that's ethereal. I think it's more ethereal. And we're getting sued. Goodbye. I reckon that's basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.